Hi everyone. So let's see another problem here. So the question is like, check whether the following system is static or dynamic, linear or non-linear, causal or not, shift invariant or not. Fine. Okay. So the system equation is given as y of n is equal to even part of x of n. We already know what is the even part of x of n, right? So basically you can write it as y of n is equal to 1 by 2 into x of n plus x of minus n. This is what the even part of x of n, right? We have already covered these things long back. Fine. Now you have to tell whether this is static or dynamic system. So for the positive values of n, if you will put here the positive value, let's take y of 1. So you will get what? 1 by 2 x of 1 plus x of minus 1. So if you see this particular term, this is what? A past input, right? So for positive values of n, the output depends on past values. Output depends on what? Past values of inputs. Okay, past values of input. Clear? Now for negative values of n, so let's check for negative values of n. So suppose y of minus 1. So 1 by 2, okay, x of minus 1 plus x of minus one means plus 1, right? So if you see here, we are at n is equal to minus 1, but it depends upon what? X of 1. So we can say for negative values of n, the output depends on future values of input. Future values of input. So we have covered both the cases. So in positive values case, output depends upon the past values of input, and in this case output depends upon the future values of input. So we can say our system is what? Dynamic system. Dynamic system. Hope it is clear to you. Fine. Now let's move further and check whether our system is linear or non-linear. So y of n is equal to this, and we also know y of n is what? Basically transform of x of n. Clear? So basically if you go for an input x1 of n, so for an input x1 of n, y1 of n is equal to what? Transform of x1 of n, which will become what? 1 by 2 into x1 of n plus x1 of minus n, right? So this is calculated. Now let's see for an input x2 of n. Fine. So for an input x2 of n, you have to calculate what? Output means y2 of n. This will become what? Transform of x2 of n, which is nothing but it will become 1 by 2, okay, x2 of n plus x2 of minus n. Hope it is clear to you. Fine. Now let's calculate the weighted sum of outputs. So weighted sum of outputs means what? You have to calculate a1 into y1 of n plus a2 into y2 of n. Clear? So let's calculate. So a1 into y1 of n. So what is the value of y1 of n? This. So it will become 1 by 2, okay, x1 of n plus x1 of minus n plus a2 into y2 of n. So this is y2 of n. Okay, so hope this is clear. Now let's do little bit of shuffling. 1 by 2, take it as common, so it will become 1 by 2, and what it will become 1 by 2. Okay, and a1 into x1 of n plus a2 into x2 of n, this term. Okay, plus now take minus terms, means x1 of minus n and x2 of minus n. So it will become what? a1 into x1 of minus n plus a2 into x2 of minus n. So this you have calculated what? The weighted sum of outputs. Hope this much is clear to you. Fine. Now let's move further and see the output due to weighted sum of inputs, means y3 of n, which is basically what? Transform of a1 into x1 of n plus a2 into x2 of n. Right? So this will become what? 1 by 2 and what? a1 into x1 of n, right? So plus this. So instead of x of n, you have to replace with this. So a1 into x1 of n plus a2 into x2 of n. Now plus, in original equation we have x of minus n. So replace with this with a negative sign. So it will become what? a1 into x1 of minus n plus a2 into x2 of minus n. So this, we got this. So if you compare this two are what? Same, right? So from here we can say like y3 of n is equal to what? a1 into y1 of n plus a2 into y2 of n. It means the system is what? It means the system is linear. Linear. Hope it is clear to you. Fine. Let's move further and check for causality. Fine. So we have to check whether system is causal or non-causal. So if you see this particular case, y of n is equal to 1 by 2 into x of n plus x of minus n. So if you go for the negative value of n, we have already seen that the output depends upon the future values of input. So if in a negative case, for example, y of minus 2, it will become what? 1 by 2 x of 2 plus x of minus 2 means, okay, it is minus 2, right? So here it will be minus 2, here it will be plus 2. So if you see here, we are at n is equal to minus 2, but the output depends upon what? X of 2, which is what? We are talking about the future, right? So here for negative values of n, the output depends on the future values of input. That is why system is what? System is what basically? Non-causal system. Non-causal. Clear? Hope it is clear to you. Fine. Let's move further and see shift invariant or time variant. Means same, time invariant or shift invariant. So basically y of n is given as this. We know that y of n is what? Basically this, right? Now we have to calculate what? We have to calculate the output due to input delayed by m units. So basically you have to calculate y of n comma m, which is nothing but transform of x of n minus m, which is again nothing but y of n when x of n is equal to what? X of n minus m. Clear? Now this equation will become what here? It will become 1 by 2, okay, x of n means replace with n minus m plus it is x of minus n, so it will become what? X of minus n minus m. So this is what the output due to input delayed by m units. Hope it is clear to you. Fine. Now let's move further and check some more thing like the output delayed by m units. It means you have to calculate y of n minus m, which is nothing but transform of, no need of transform, which is nothing but y of n when at n is equal to n minus m. Fine. So wherever n is present, just replace with n minus m. So it will become what? Half means 1 by 2 x of n. So we have to place here what? X of n minus m plus x of minus n. So minus of n minus m. So it will become what? Minus n plus m. Now tell me, these two are equal or not? Not equal, right? These two are not equal. So we got to know like y of n comma m is not equal to y of n minus m. Not equal, right? It means the output due to input delayed by m units is not equal to the output delayed by m units. So in this case we can say like system is what? System is time or shift variant. Clear? So overall you can say the given system is what? We concluded like it is dynamic in nature, it is linear, non-causal and time variant. So hope this numerical is clear to you. Still, if you have any doubt, you can ask in the comment section. Thanks for watching.